Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, I apologise about that, and also if the quality of this video is fairly poor as well. If there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it cannot be helped, and hopefully it is not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision 2022 related video here on my channel, and another instalment in my sporadic series titled What We Know So Far, where I pretty much go through everything we as Eurovision fans know about an upcoming contest. And of course, this year's contest will be the 66th edition. It is 2 months away and will be staged in Turin in Italy. I should take this opportunity to say that there are links in the description, as always, to my other social media pages. Check them out if you so wish. So I have loads of information in front of me. I'm not really going to go through all of the basic things again. We know the dates of the contest, we know the hosts, we know which semi-finals the countries are in. We don't know the exact running order of the semi-finals because we don't know all of the songs yet, but the running orders will be determined by the producers of the show in consultation with the EBU, as has been the case for several years, and by the end of this month we will know who's opening and closing each semi-final. We also know that Italy have been randomly assigned position number 9 in the grand final. Let me know your thoughts on that. Is that a good place, a bad place, whatever it is? Comments are much appreciated. So, with that being said, what else have we got here? We know that there's going to be a turquoise carpet as part of the opening ceremony events. We know what the stage is going to look like, and at the time of recording this video, stage construction has just started at the venue in Turin, which is much earlier than I thought, but there we are. They are on the ball with this, and probably by the middle of April, maybe it's going to be complete. And then, of course, rehearsals will be here before you know it. Now, I should also say, and I don't know too much about this, I'm not educated enough to talk about this in any great depth, but I've seen a few things online recently where fan websites and members of the press, they are being turned down for press accreditation this year. For whatever reason, I really don't know nearly enough about it. But that's a little bit disappointing because fan websites and what have you, they are stars of the contest in a way, because they are providing the information that we as Eurovision fans love to see and love to hear. They're the ones bagging the interviews, they're the ones posting by the minute information as it happens, and it seems as though there's going to be less of those websites and individuals in question in Turin this May, which is quite disappointing, I have to say. I'm only hoping that some of the websites and channels that I've mentioned before on this channel, if you didn't see my video about a week or two ago where I mentioned some of my favourite Eurovision related YouTube channels, yeah, it seems as though some of them might not have much of a presence in Turin this year. Like I said, I don't know nearly enough about this, and maybe I'm not explaining myself terribly well here, but I'm hoping that we are going to get all of the usual suspects in Italy talking about the rehearsals, bagging interviews with the artists themselves, and just providing really great content as they have in the past, on the ground as it happens. But we wait and see. Why they're being turned down, I don't know, and I'm not even going to speculate as to why. But yes, the stage design, it says here, it's based around the movements and light of a kinetic sun, and some people have compared it to, I think it's the 1979 Eurovision stage in Jerusalem. It looks a little bit similar, but obviously on a much smaller scale. And there's also going to be a working water cascade and a miniaturized recreation of an Italian garden in the green room. A recreation of that. Fantastic. I'm sure it will look wonderful when it's done. The postcards are being filmed. Many of them already have been filmed. Whether they will feature the artists themselves, I don't know, as we've seen in previous years. But Venice, Naples, Umbria, Ancona, they've all been filming locations. Maybe Sardinia will be one at some point, Milan, Rome, Turin itself. We wait and see. But they will fit in with the theme, the sound of beauty. So, with that being said, let's go through the songs. I'll be brief because I've spoken about these plenty of times already. And what I'm also going to do, if the document loads up fast enough, is tell you where each song is currently ranked in my ranking of all the songs so far, because that is something I have not spoken about at all on my channel. So you are getting the scoop here. So, semi-final 1. Tuesday, the 10th of May. 17 countries will participate. They'll all vote alongside 2 of the automatic qualifiers decided at random by a draw ages ago, France and Italy. The exact running order, as I think I've already said, will be revealed to us when all of the songs are out, with the EBU posting stuff on social media, and they decide it along with the producers of the show. So, in the first half, Albania, Ronela Hayati Secret. The revamp is out. Is it better than the original? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I think it's about the same. It seems as though they've watered down parts of it and made other parts pop out more. Still a good song though. Arguably the most competitive song Albania has ever had in the competition. This is surely going to qualify. It's going to be a fourth consecutive final for Albania. Very impressive. Could even open the semi-final. Ronela is beautiful and fierce with a smashing voice. The song is in Albanian, English, and there's a few phrases in Spanish as well. Let me just check. Yes, indeed. This was the right choice, really. It won the Albanian selection FIC just after last Christmas, and it's not often that the fan favourite wins in Albania, but in this instance, that's exactly what happened. And Albania... Oh dear, what's going on here? Spreadsheets. Albania is currently, out of 38 tracks, and I haven't updated this for a few days, Albania is my number 21. So there you go. Then we have Bulgaria. This was the first song revealed for this year's competition, and it has long been brushed aside. Is this a qualifier? I highly doubt it. It's intelligent music project with intention. This is a sort of rock supergroup, all male. Stoyan Yankelov been at Eurovision twice before. He's the drummer here. This is a rock song, but where's the real power coming from? It's all very plain. There's no wow moment, it doesn't build up to much. You can have as many guitar riffs as you like, you can have as many drum rolls as you like, but the song still isn't really doing the business. I've seen nobody rank this highly. Not one person I've seen has this song in their top 20 or even their top 30 of the year. And you have to say, what a downgrade. To go from Christian Kostov and Polygenova and Equinox and Victoria to this, oh, that's going down a slippery slope. And it's disappointing. It really is disappointing. The fact that this was the first song revealed, the first song released for this year's contest, and look at it now, nobody's really enjoying it. I don't know. And also, I saw a tweet recently, and I think it was the Bulgarian delegation or whatever, saying that they were the #1 favourites to qualify from this semi-final, which is the biggest load of tosh I think I've seen this Eurovision season. It might qualify, but I highly doubt it. Does anybody really think this is going to do the business? I don't know. Bulgaria is currently my number 35. We move on to Latvia. Chitizeni with Eat Your Salad. Now, they've come out and said that this is not a novelty track, but a lot of people might view it that way. People listening to the song for the first time, seeing the performance for the first time on that Tuesday in May, they might view it that way. The lyrics have got to change a little bit, surely, because you'll know what I'm on about here if you've heard it. They beat out Aminata, the 2015 representative, which was quite surprising, but Latvia do love a little bit of a silly track every now and then. Remember that we've had Cake to Bake, you know, so now we've got Eat Your Salad, and in a couple of years we'll probably have Get Your Fish and Chips from the chip shop. I don't know. But this song, I don't mind it as much now. When I first heard it, I thought, oh no, we don't need this at Eurovision. And then the Latvians picked it. Interestingly, this won the jury vote as well in Supernova, which really surprises me. I mean, it's an enjoyable 3 minutes, it's a bit of fun, you can't take it that seriously. I can't really picture this in the final. I can't imagine enough international juries going big for this. The public, maybe. The juries, I doubt. I don't have this down as a qualifier. I don't have this as a personal qualifier. And Latvia really need to sort themselves out, because if they want to become regular finalists again, this music isn't the sort of thing to do it. Let's be honest. Latvia is currently my number 37 of 38, I'm afraid. Can't rank it any higher. but they're having a blast on stage, you know. Then we have Lithuania. This is Monica Liu with Sentimental. It's in Lithuanian, which is great. I'm surprised this was so loved in the Lithuanian national selection. I didn't think there was anything particularly remarkable about it. To me, to go from the Roop to this, it does feel like a bit of a step back. But then again, were you really going to get anything better than the Roop? I don't think so. I like the chilled out vibe. There's a lot of songs this year giving off that atmosphere. I can really appreciate that. I like this song more than I did before, but it's still my least favourite of the year. And I'm just wondering, where are the votes going to come from? Who is going to vote for this enough to see Lithuania go through? It's very possible this is a qualifier. Maybe not a safe qualifier, but yeah, I'm just wondering, is this going to get a lot of 12 points? I don't know. Juries might like it more than the public. I don't know. It's very, very difficult to say with this particular track because it's so different, and it stands out because it's so different. It's so stripped back. You know, it's jazzy. It feels old-fashioned, but not in a really bad, dated way. I like her voice. I like the slinky melody, you know. Ooh, yeah, feel it. But it's not really my cup of tea, I'm afraid. And it's my least favourite of the year so far. Who knows? I might enjoy it a lot more in May, but I don't think I'm going to be ranking this much higher at all. Apologies. Moving on to Moldova. Well, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Do not rule this song out from qualifying. Moldova have taken pretty average songs in the past and elevated them no end because of the staging. Now, Stop Shistub and Fratsiatahov have come out and said they're probably going to have a train on stage, so it's really going to stand out. Trenuletul means train. It's performed in Romanian and English. Yes, indeed. Hey ho, let's go. Stop Shistub have been at Eurovision twice before. 2005, the Moldovan debutantes finished in the top 10, and then 2011 just outside the top 10 with a song that nobody thought was going to do the business. Nobody thought it was going to qualify, and then it did, and it actually got a very decent result for them. This song is folky, it's catchy, it's fun, maybe a bit irritating to some. I don't love it, I certainly don't hate it. I think this was always likely to win the Moldovan selection. I mean, they were arguably the biggest act involved, so maybe the jury voting just thought, yeah, they can do it again. I'm sure they won't mind. But yes, Moldova is currently my number 33 of 38. Can't rule it out qualifying. Maybe a lot of people will get on board with this. No pun intended, because it's about a train. Maybe more people will get on board with this in May. It's very possible. Then we have the Netherlands. Oh, man. Just let that quality wash over you. This is great. A-Stream with De Diepte, which means the depth. And this is a rather gloomy sort of track. You know, it's very atmospheric. It's got that sort of dark pulse to it, which I really appreciate. I think she's great. Love her voice. I knew we were going to get quality. I was not disappointed. If you've seen my video reacting to this song, that was not a fake reaction. I just thought this was so good from the very first listen. It had that instant impact for me. And as I get older, this is the sort of music that I'm gravitating towards more and more. It is top-notch stuff. It is the first Dutch language entry by the Netherlands since 2010. This is not Ik ben verleefd. Oh, no, Shalali. This is a real step up. And to go from Jean-Guy McCroy, who gave it his all, Birth of a New Age just didn't resonate with enough people, sadly. Plus, it was before Italy in the running order, so, you know, that was his chance of scuppered, you could say. This is going straight back up to being maybe not a contender to win, but certainly a contender to get a very good place in the grand final. If this doesn't qualify, tears might be shed. The Netherlands is currently my number 2 of the year. I mean, it's just great stuff. I just love being wrapped up in that atmosphere. Fantastic. We then move on to Slovenia. Last Pizza Slice, LPS, with Disco. Performed in Slovene. Nobody really thought this stood much of a chance, apart from clearly Slovenians themselves. What's fantastic about EMA, the Slovenian national selection, is that the pre-selection EMA Fresh, the 4 acts who came through that, all appeared in the final of EMA and did reasonably well. LPS won such group. I mean, the results were very odd. Batista Cadillac was second. I mean, that's an alright song, but who saw that coming? They're all guys, aren't they? I think. I could be wrong. Anyway, Disco is exactly that. It's a sort of throwback disco song. Very smartly dressed. Lead singer's got a good voice. The only issue here is that the performance at the national final was so static. There was no movement. You know, it's a groovy song. Have a bit of a boogie. Feel confident. Move around. Have a blast. Maybe that will happen in Turin. For now, it's as though they're not really letting themselves go. You know, lighten up a bit. And maybe we're going to get something very innovative on stage in Turin in May. That would be nice. It's a bit of a dark horse. Some people really enjoy this. Some people really aren't so keen. And I'm not sure this was the right pick for Slovenia. But it might go through. I mean, I didn't expect Slovenia to go through in 2018, and look what happened there. So, again, we can't rule this one out. You know, it's very difficult to make predictions at this stage with this semi-final. Slovenia is my number 34 of the year. We then move on to Switzerland. Well, if we're talking dark horses, can you hear this one galloping in? I'm amazed more people aren't talking about this song doing well this year, because those juries might listen to this and think, oh yes, we'll give you much love. This is Marius Bear with Boys Do Cry. Is it as good as John's Tears? No, it is not. Is it a bad song? No, it is not. Is it a boring song? Maybe a little bit. But a boring song does not mean a bad song. And this is not a bad song. It feels like a Christmas advert track. Certainly it's the sort of thing that would be played on TV in Britain. He's got a lovely voice. I like the sort of woodwind sounds in this track. The music video's not too bad as well. I like the message of the song. It's very gentle. It's very sweet. There might be some sort of falling snow effect towards the end of this. I don't really know. The only issue here is it doesn't really stand out enough. Will people be charmed by it? Charming songs, I've said this a million times before on my channel, charming songs can work, because if people are charmed, you're already in a good position. It happened with Leonora and Denmark a few years ago. There's been many other songs as well. If it's a charming ditty, people will fall in love with it, people will get behind it, it'll rise in the odds, it might qualify. That might happen this year with Switzerland. But if Switzerland don't go through, I'll also not be surprised at all. This is more a jury favourite than a public darling. But it is not a bad song. Switzerland is currently my number 29 of the year, but I'm sure that will rise. And then the other last song in the first half of the first semi-final, it's Ukraine. We don't even know if Kalish Orchestra are going to be in Turin. They are filming a backup performance in Lviv. They might have already done that, I'm not sure. And Ukraine are the favourites to win. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think Ukraine should be the favourites to win. I think they're number one, and look, this is controversial, I know, but I think there's a fair bit of sympathy, you know what I'm saying? It's a very good track. Let's not beat around the bush. Stefania, it's a good song. No doubt about it. I actually think it's better than Alina Pasha's entry, which is what we were originally going to get before the controversy there. I can see this winning, but I think if it does win, first of all, it's a logistical headache for the EBU, because will Ukraine be able to stage it next year? Do they even want to stage it next year? But also, a lot of people will say, oh, Ukraine only won because of sympathy, not because the song's really fantastic. I can't believe this happened. It's a political win, blah, blah, blah. And then that becomes more controversial, and that's all anybody talks about. So, if the song wins, fine. But I just think there's going to be a lot of complications that come from a Ukrainian win. Anyway, it's a fine track, it's in Ukrainian, love the instrumentation. Of course, one member of GOA, last year's Ukrainian representatives, part of this group as well. You can really have a bop to it. It's traditional meets hip-hop. It's a very interesting blend. I enjoy it. I mean, the performance is going to be really great. So many people are going to be behind them. In a way, it's a success story if they are able to be in Turin in the first place. Yeah. Not much else to say about it. Ukraine is currently my number 22 of the year. Let me know. Let me do that again. Let me know if you think Ukraine should be the favourites to win. Moving into the second half, Armenia. Now, this is one song we don't know, but we do know the artist. It was the heavily rumoured Rosa Kostanyan. She's about 21 years of age, and she's released one song so far, which I ought to listen to, but this is clearly going to be her breakout hit. I believe the song is going to be called Snap, but that has not been confirmed. We will find out the song on Saturday the 19th of this month, and Armenia, of course, haven't qualified for a good few years now, so can they bounce back with something really special? It's very possible. Looking at this lineup, the second half of the first semi-final I think is really good. I think it's really good. So it's going to have to be something truly special. What was the last Armenian track? Chains on You was fine. That grew on me a lot. And then before that, it was Serbuk with Walking Out, and she didn't qualify at all. I don't mind that song. Anyway, moving on. Austria, Lumix featuring Pia Maria with Halo. This is a big Europop banger. If you asked somebody who had a reasonably okay knowledge of Eurovision, you know, what's a typical Eurovision track? What does it sound like? They might say something like this. This does feel a bit dated, but there's nothing else really like it this year. You know, it really gets you motivated and the heart pumping and all of that. The crowd will be loving this. Lumix is the DJ. He does absolutely nothing in this song. Pia Maria does pretty much all of the work. It's a very polished track. You know, the vocals, they've been tweaked just a little bit. If it sounds as good live, fine. Even if it doesn't sound as good live, this is still going through. Either this or Norway probably closing the first semi-final. It's worth saying that the only male acts in the second half of the first semi-final are Subwoofer, and we can't even see their faces, and Lumix, who doesn't even sing. But this is, you know, a bit of a return to form maybe for Austria. Didn't qualify last year, didn't qualify in 2019. This is surely going through. It's very catchy. Like I said, you know, it gets the blood pumping. It's good stuff. Austria, well liked by fans, my number 9 of the year. We then move on to Croatia. Well, it's called Guilty Pleasure. Is it a guilty pleasure for a lot of you? Mia Dimcic comfortably won Dora, the Croatian national final, ahead of Mia Negovatic, ahead of Marko Bošnjak, Bernarda. I really like this, and I don't often really like a Croatian track at Eurovision. It's worth saying that between 2004 and this year, or rather last year, ever since the semi-final format was introduced, Croatia has only been a personal qualifier of mine once in almost 2 decades. Dreadful. But this year I think Croatia is a personal qualifier. She looks great, sounds good. I'm hoping we get an official music video very soon. There's a touch of the Taylor Swift about this, which I don't mind at all because Taylor Swift's actually one of my favourite singers. And it's very sweet, maybe a bit too saccharine for some tastes. On stage, male dancer, didn't really like him being there, but he sort of has to be there because it tells the story. They could do something really interesting here with the staging. I think they need to, otherwise it's an NQ. I wouldn't be surprised if Croatia actually finished last with the public entry in. That would be very harsh, but I can see it happening. Let me know your thoughts on that. Anyway, this sweet ditty, and again, people might be charmed by it, Croatia is currently my number 18 of the year. Then we have Denmark, another underrated gem, perhaps. This is Ready, an all-female group with The Show. I think most people wanted Confessions with Hallelujah, or Full Defect with their sort of throbbing rave-type entry, but this is the one that came out on top, and it's pretty good stuff. It's over very quickly, it's a little bit repetitive, starts off slowly, woman behind the piano, and then boom, we're into something a bit more rock-like. The drummer's having a blast. The drummer's been at Eurovision before, with Saluna Samé in 2012, a decade ago. This is good, it's catchy, totally harmless fun, nothing incredible, but Denmark have done it before. You know, I go back to Leonora. She won't qualify. No, it's no good. Wasn't that far away from the top 10 in Tel Aviv. Punching above their weight. This could happen again for Denmark this year. We cannot rule it out. Denmark is my number 7 of the year so far, which is quite high compared to a lot of people I've seen, but I really enjoy it. Then we have Greece. Another slice of quality. This is Amanda Georgiadi Tenfjord with Die Together. What is great about this, and I'll be saying it about the Swedish entry as well, boom, immediately you're invested. This is a cappella from the start, so it's just going to be her, and it's all about the voice. You are totally honed in on this voice, this performer, this song, from the first second. You know, there's no long build-up, there's no wishy-washy, messy stuff going on. It's just her voice, boom, fantastic start. This is Greece's strongest entry for years. It's a qualifier. It might push for the win. Who knows? It might push for the win. Comparisons have been made between this and De Diepte, the Dutch entry. They are a little bit similar. Both of the songs that I've just mentioned there, Greece and the Netherlands, they both should do well. This is great. Great vocals. I was not disappointed. Greece is my number 5 of the year so far. A lot of people really loving it. Lyrically, it's nothing maybe that incredible. You know, it's just talking about, you know, a relationship that maybe is going south. But it's good stuff. Simple as that. Then we have Iceland. Now, from the looks of this, they are going to be known as Sister or Sisters. Not to be confused with the German sisters we had a couple of years ago, who finished right near the bottom. Sigga, Betta and Elin won Songförkämpningen last week with Med Hækkandi Sól, which roughly translates as With the Rising Sun. Performed in Icelandic. A lot of people wanted Katla, including myself. She actually finished last. Outrageous. And then a lot of people also wanted Daughters of Reykjavik, who were the runners-up. And it was a close-run thing, but instead the 3 sisters came out on top. And this is really underrated. It's low-key, sort of, it sounds like an American folk track. It reminds me of First Aid Kit. They're Swedish, I know, but it reminds me of that sort of style. Very relaxing. They could do wonderful things here with the lighting. At Songförkämpningen, the stage was in this sort of golden glow. In Turin, just do the same thing. They could make it look even more beautiful. They could do interesting things with the water. I don't know. This song really needs, like the Croatian track, to have something else about it, because otherwise it's a non-qualifier. And Iceland are looking for a 3rd top 10 result in a row. So, yeah, they need to do something to just make this stand out from the field. But it is underrated. I'm surprised more people don't like it. It's very relaxing, very chilled out, lovely harmonies. Their brother is on stage with them as well. Their parents are musicians too. Yeah, it's good stuff, and it's in Icelandic. That's got to be appreciated. Part of me wonders, if the Daughters of Reykjavik had also had their song in Icelandic in the final, would that have been the deciding factor, and they would have won instead? Who knows? Anyway, Iceland is currently my number 16 of the year. Should be higher. Then we have Norway. Subwoofer with Give That Wolf a Banana. Yeah, I think the novelty's worn off a bit here. I've not seen too many people rank this too highly. Not anymore. I'd say it's mainly between 12th and 20th maybe, which is still pretty good. But, yeah, the attention is elsewhere now. The Norwegian song has just been brushed aside a little bit, but of course in May, people listening to it for the first time, seeing it for the first time, they're going to think, what on earth is going on here? People are saying it's not a jokey track, but so many people will view it as a jokey track. And maybe that's a good thing, because they'll think, wow, this is so bizarre, I'm voting for it. Could be the public vote winner. Could go to the final and win the public vote there. Let me know your thoughts on that. Is this a Eurovision winner? I highly doubt it, but you just never know. You just never know. Anyway, Norway is currently my number 23 of the year, which is quite low. I usually love Norway's entries, but this, I don't know. I like the verses more than the chorus. That's all there is to say about it, really. It is quirky. It is a bit silly, but it is catchy. And you know it's going to be a good show. And then Portugal. Yeah. This is good, isn't it? This is Maro with Saudade Saudade. And it's in English and Portuguese. I love this. I love this. And again, it's that relaxing vibe. You know, Maro is just sitting there and she's really feeling it. And she's got these singers around her. And then they start clapping. Oh, it's just so chilled out, you know. I can picture myself sort of looking out at the sea and just, you know, thinking really deep things, missing somebody. Oh yeah, it's a wonderful song, really nice. I can appreciate it, absolutely. If this was 15 years ago, I'd be thinking, my god, this is poor stuff. Now I'm thinking I'm all for it. Will Portugal qualify? It's hard to say. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. It's a really lovely track. Portugal is only my number 19 of the year, but that will rise, believe me. I think she's great. I'm really interested in hearing some of her other music. And, oh man, it's a really good song. It's a really good song. I just love how it's a total change of pace. You can imagine Norway, da, 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 and then all of a sudden, calm, peace, relax. Yes. Let me know your thoughts on this, because I think it's top-notch stuff. Moving on, semi-final 2 then. Thursday the 12th of May, 18 countries will participate. They'll all vote alongside Germany, Spain and the UK. This is arguably the stronger semi-final. In the first half, Australia. What's that? What's that? Did you say this is winning the jury vote? Well, I wouldn't disagree with you there. This is Sheldon Riley, not the same. He's there, looking very dramatic in that black outfit. He's got a beaded veil over his face, and he belts it out. These fans behind him, he's almost in silhouette, and then he takes the veil off, and he's shaking and crying, and he's so emotional, and he's belting this out. This screams jury winner. I don't know about you, but we're talking 200 points plus from the juries here. I think so. If he makes the final, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins the jury vote. That voice, this type of song, very dramatic. Absolutely, I can see it happening. But then he might come crashing back down to earth when the public votes pour in. It's interesting because this would be more of a favourite if more fans were on board with it. But I think most people I've seen have this song ranked, 10th to 20th, rather than top 5. It's a very good song. He only won the Australian selection by a narrow margin. He wasn't the Australian public's choice. They wanted Voyager. But still, this is pure jury bait. But what's stopping him from maybe really pushing for the win this year is, will he get enough public love? Maybe not. Australia is currently my number 20 of the year. Really likeable guy, going to sing his heart out, but is it really at that level? I don't know. Then we have Azerbaijan. Don't know the song, don't even know when we're getting it. It's Nadir Rustamli, young chap who I believe recently won The Voice of Azerbaijan. Yeah, he's 22, and that's all I've really got to say about it. Azerbaijan looking to make the final again, do better than Effendi last time out. That's it. We wait and see. Surely we're going to be getting the song within the next few days, but it's still very quiet. Cyprus, not a pop banger this year, but it is another woman, Andromachi with Ella, which means come, performed in English and Greek. This is sort of dreamy folk stuff, not in the way that Iceland's song is. This maybe stands out a bit more, but it's, again, really relaxing, really nice. Like the music video, love the vocals, love the fact that we've got a bit of Greek, beautiful woman. It just feels very sweet, but not sickly sweet. And I think this is qualifying. I said this before, Cyprus are on a really good qualification streak. They haven't missed a final in ages. Really impressive. Finland, UMK was one of the strongest national finals in the eyes and ears of many. The Rasmus, big band, came out on top quite comfortably with Jezebel. The performance wasn't great at UMK. I think a lot of people might agree with me there. Vocally, it needed to be stronger. Visually, it needed to be a lot stronger. They're sticking with this yellow colour scheme fine, but it just needs to be a lot more impactful, because at the moment it's falling a bit flat for me. This is not as well liked by many compared to Blind Channel, last year's Finnish representatives. I like both of these songs. Finland is currently my number 3 of the year. I should say Cyprus is my number 12. A lot of people wanted Cyan Kicks and Bess, and what amazed me is that people thought because Bess was doing well on Spotify and was number 1 in Finland, that meant that she had one hand on the trophy. That is not the case. The Rasmus are a really big group. People watching the show in May might be really surprised they're doing it. They'll be thinking, wow, this takes me back to my childhood. And maybe they'll get a lot of love because some people will already know who they are. I don't know. But this needs to absolutely blow people away. I think it's qualifying, but a lot of work needs to be done on how this comes across, because at the moment, like I said earlier, it's all falling a bit flat. But what is impressive for me is the quality on offer from UMK. You know, compared to a few years ago, it's really gone up a notch, which is fantastic to see and hear. Moving on to Georgia, Circus Mircus, this very odd progressive rock group, all male, I believe. They were announced ages ago as the internal choice for Georgia, and then it all went quiet, and then recently the song was released, with no official music video yet. It's called Lock Me In, and this is sort of new wave, indie, very interesting music, unlike anything else this year. Georgia just doing whatever they like. Is it going to qualify? Probably not. I have no idea what it's going to be staged like. I don't think enough people love it, and I'm not sure enough neutral viewers and listeners will love it either in May. We wait and see. Georgia, no final since 2016, so they really need to bounce back, if not this year, then next year. Georgia is currently my number 32 of the year. Yeah, all about the staging, this one, perhaps. Then we've got Israel. The revamp is out. Mikhail Ben David won the X Factor Israel. A little bit surprisingly so, because he was not the best choice as far as I'm concerned. You had Inbal Bibi, you had Eli Houli, Sapir Saban. They went with him. I Am is a fine song. The revamp, I don't know if it's any better, to be honest. They've got this sort of flute sound in it now. They've made it a bit more slick. They've upped the flamboyancy just a touch. I don't know. I mean, he's a good singer, but it's really camp, and I don't know. It's not making much of an impact on me. I don't know about you, but I'm very indifferent towards it, you know. Saying that, a lot of people might think this is the bee's knees in May. What have we got else to say about this? It's currently my number 36 of the year. Can't rank Israel any higher. Much better choices, but they went with this one. There we go. Is it a qualifier? I don't know. Then we have Malta. Well. Controversy here. Emma Muscat. Good singer, beautiful singer. She won the Maltese selection with Out of Sight. That's an okay song. And then they decided we don't want that song. Let's pick something else. A Melfest reject, no doubt. I Am What I Am. Now, I seem to be in the minority here because I actually think it's a pretty decent song. I don't love it, but I certainly don't hate it. But a lot of people aren't really enjoying it much, saying that Malta have actually decreased their chances of qualification this year. I do think it's bad that the Maltese public voted for a song that now isn't going to Eurovision. It makes the whole national final a bit of a waste of time. And, you know, I don't know whether I Am What I Am would have won the Maltese selection anyway. Maybe it would have done. Maybe Emma was always going to win that show. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I like it, but I'm not sure Malta's qualifying. And why they had a national final again, I don't know. I think they should have stuck with internal choices or the X Factor Malta. I don't really know. It just seems to me that to go from Michaela and Destiny to this, it's quite a downgrade again, isn't it? But there we are. Malta is currently... Well, actually, I need to update this. Before the song was changed, Malta was my number 17, and I think Malta will stay around that position for me. Moving on, because I'm really waffling. Dear me, I said half an hour, it's nearly 40 minutes. San Marino, Achille Lauro with Stripper. He was in Sanremo with Domenica, didn't win, so he decided to try for San Marino, and won by a point. This song, it's sort of dirty rock. He's there, sort of in that velvet jacket or whatever, tattoos everywhere, you know, being a little bit sexually suggestive. I think at the time he won, people were very interested. That interest has absolutely gone. I've not seen many people rank this song highly. We know that he's a pretty big star in Italy, and this opens the door potentially for other Sanremo artists to get involved with San Marino. That would be really nice. I think the format for the national final was way too long, just have the one show, but they may as well keep that format in a way, because I don't know, I think it was reasonably successful. And the final was in San Marino, which is great. Achille is an experienced performer, and he'll get some points from Italy. Can they vote for him? No, they can't. Oh dear. But if he makes the final, of course, Italy can vote for him. And it's an alright track, but I don't know if it's got enough memorability. I really don't know. Anyway, I'm waffling. Serbia. Yeah. I'm a bit wary about this, because if you criticise the Serbian track, they'll come for you. It is Constracta with Incorpore Sano, performed in Serbian and Latin. This is not a jokey entry. But again, people might view it as that. And I don't know if that's the intention or not. This Serbian track, it's sort of gone viral a little bit. And, you know, it is very catchy. And she's washing her hands for 3 minutes. And it's so strange. But not strange in a bad way, necessarily. This could be a huge hit after Eurovision. It could go even more viral. My thoughts are surrounding nations might vote for this, but will people from all corners gravitate towards this? I don't know. You know, will people in Finland vote for this? Will people in Ireland really appreciate this? I just don't know. But it's so quirky and catchy and engaging. But do enough people love it enough? I don't know. Serbia is currently my number 31 of the year. Moving into the second half then, Belgium, big disappointment for me. Lacking oomph in the chorus. I couldn't really tell you how the verses go at all. I know that might sound harsh, but it's true. Jeremy Mackey's was announced ages ago, and this song, yeah, I mean, it's okay, but I've not seen anybody really love it. And I'm not sure it's a qualifier. You know, it's quite soulful, got a bit of R&B to it, maybe a touch of the early Justin Timberlake or something. He's a good singer, but the song, yeah, I feel like it's a case of good singer needs a better song. Simple as that. Belgium is my number 27 of the year. Yeah, big disappointment for me, gotta be honest. Czech Republic, this is great. We Are Domi, Lights Off, won the Czech national final last December, I think it was. This is really good. You've got the guy playing the guitar with a bow, great lead vocals. It's a pop bop, slight electro feel to it as well. Really good. Still really liked by a lot of people. I think it's actually going to stand out a mile at Eurovision. It could be really fantastic with all the lights swirling around the arena. Top-notch stuff. Czech Republic is currently my number 14 of the year. I would not be surprised if it's top 10 in the final in May. Then we have Estonia, might close the second semi-final. This is Stefan with Hope, finally getting the chance to go to Eurovision. This is a sort of Western pop number. They need to change the staging because at Estilal he had 2 people dressed as cowboys. That's a bit gimmicky. You don't really need that. Otherwise, though, it's just him. This song needs something else on stage to make it really pop out from the field. He's a good singer. The song is well liked. I've got nothing bad to say about it. Estonia is my number 4 of the year. They just need to tighten up that staging. Then we have Ireland. Brooke, That's Rich. A lot of people really love this. It's a dark horse. Could qualify. Might do quite well. At the national final, she was wearing pyjamas. Scrap that. That's not the best look. They certainly could do something very interesting with the staging, but not in the way that Leslie Roy did something interesting with her staging. That sort of backfired a bit. Here, keep it simple, make it pop out, and yeah, this really could be a dark horse, absolutely. I don't think we should be writing off Ireland's chances this year. Brooke's a pretty decent singer. I like the sass, I like the energy. Elevate that, nail the vocals, do something good with the staging. It's going through. Ireland is my number 8 of the year. Then we move on to another dark horse, Montenegro. This is arguably one of the finest songs they've ever had. This is Vladana with Breathe. Ballad, nothing amazing. Great voice. Yeah, great voice. Decent music video. And whether, again, this is going to get enough love, I don't know. But this is not a poor showing whatsoever. Montenegro is my number 30 of the year and will only rise, I'm sure. Then we have North Macedonia, another underrated track. Andrea with Circles. The right choice, absolutely. Music video's not bad. Pretty good singer. Nothing amazing, nothing incredible going on. But it's really not a bad song. Underrated by a lot of people. Is it a qualifier? Probably not. A shame it's all in English, but there we are. And this is my number 28 of the year. Can't rank it any higher at the moment, but I really enjoy it. Poland. It's up there in the odds. Is this a winner? I highly doubt it. The staging at the national final, weak. very weak. Needs to change, will change, I'm sure. Vocals, fine. Christian Ochman with River. This is going to get a lot of diaspora love, but even so, this song is still good, so we'll get points anyway. Yeah, this is a return to form for Poland. Haven't been in the final for a while. Arguably their strongest track for years. Currently my number 15, but I think this is more likely to fall than rise for me. Let me know your thoughts on that. Romania. Is this going to get Romania back into the final for the first time in a few years? I don't know about this. To go from Roxen to WRS, I'm not too sure. The staging might be quite similar in Turin, you know, with the dancing and, you know, that Latin pop feel. Chamame is the name of the song, I should say. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I think it was the right choice. But I don't know. I don't know. It's the same thing I've been saying for ages now. Will enough people love it? I don't know. It seems as though it's mid-table for a lot of people. I'm really going to rattle through these now. Sweden. Right choice, right time. Cornelia Jacobs with Hold Me Closer. It is in it to win it. She is in it to win it. This is raw, intimate, personal, raspy, gorgeous, staged simply, haunting, emphatic, all of those things. I've said enough about this song already. So many people love this. So many people love this. I have not seen this much love for a Swedish track since Euphoria. I'm not saying Hold Me Closer is our Eurovision winner, but it will be up there pushing for the win, no doubt about it. It could be Gothenburg 2023, we wait and see. It's my favourite of the year. I should say Romania is my number 26, which is roughly where everybody else has ranked this song. As for the automatic finalists now, of course, Saturday the 14th of May is the date in question. Italy, Song 9. Good or a bad thing, let me know. I think it's okay. If this is a genuine contender to win, Italy could be on second and still win, surely. This is Mahmoud and Blanco with Brividi. It's a lovely track. I am starting to think it's a bit overrated now. I mean, it is a good song. It is a good song, but is it an incredible song? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I really like Sweden, and some people might say that's overrated as all hell. It's just a matter of opinion. It's in Italian, of course. It's very beautiful. It's very touching. It's going to be a real moment on stage in Turin. They're going to have points coming in from everywhere. But could it win? If not a winner, top 3, very likely. Italy is my number 11 of the year. I am starting to go off it a bit. Maybe because it's been out for so long. And in May, I'll love it a lot again. We wait and see. Then we have France, a song in Breton. Lovely. Foulaine by Alven and Aches. This is so striking. There's fire, green lights. You've got the 3 women, you know, doing their thing. And he's bopping away as well. It's high energy stuff. Really ramp that energy up. Keep the vocals on point. Blow people away. It's got to be a real showstopper, this. Because it could turn out to be quite messy as well. Will the juries love it? Don't know. Public, they'll love this. But I don't think we're going to see another second place for France this year. Top 10 maybe, but I don't think this is winning material. France is currently my number 13. It's great that it's not in French, in a way. And then we have Germany. Is this going to finish last in the final? It's possible. Malik Harris. Nice guy, nice message, rock stars. It's so generic. I feel as though I've heard this a million times. It's still not a bad song though. It's in English. Music video's fine. His voice is fine. But does anybody really think this is going to finish anywhere but the bottom half? I don't know. I don't think this is really changing Germany's fortunes. Sadly enough. Germany, though, is currently my number 25 of the year. Again, do something interesting with the staging. More people will love it. But for now, it's had a lukewarm response. Spain. My God. You know, I'll be honest. It's sex appeal. And a lot of it. This is Chanel with Slow Mo. Music video's out. And I mean, it's just really sexy, isn't it? Chanel looks banging, and you know, and she's going to look great on stage in Turin. And the song is a real pop banger. It's a little bit typically Spanish, maybe stereotypically Spanish, but that's not a bad thing. Loads of people still love this. Is it going to be like 2016 all over again? Yeah, say yay, fantastic. Let's not vote for it. 2012, Quédate Conmigo, fantastic ballad, what a voice. Let's not really vote for it. This year, people have to vote for it, because this is such a good song, and surely Spain is staying well clear of that bottom half. This should be top 10, really. I mean, the hype is still there. It really is. I know the Spanish public prefer Tanchugueiras, but instead we've got Chanel moving about the way she is, singing that well. What a pro. And this is just going to blow people away. It really could. In the way that Fuego did. It could happen. It really could happen. Spain is currently my number 6 of the year. It's just really catchy, you know, and the choreography works, and she looks great, and she's so confident. She's just looking so effortless on stage. Everything's really tight, and good slot in the running order. Could be Spain's best result for ages. And then the UK. Look, I'm still wary about this guy's chances. Brilliant singer, Sam Ryder. He's already performed it live. Wonderful stuff. But are people ranking this much higher than they did with Embers? I don't know. Spaceman's good. You know, it's catchy. That refrain has been stuck in my head. Music video is pretty good, but we're not voting on that. Just stage it well. Don't have a spaceship. Don't have him flying about the stage. Keep it simple. Keep it effortless. Keep it classy. Emphasis on the vocals. Hopefully a good slot in the running order. And hopefully people will vote for him. The juries will dish out some love. Where the UK has really struggled is in the public half of the results. We need to get the public on side. And it's all well and good Eurovision fans saying, we love it, we love it, we love it. Eurovision fans make up about 1% of all the people who vote in May. Neutrals need to want to vote for this. Otherwise, the UK will finish in the bottom half, near the bottom, again. It will happen. Enough people need to vote for this. He deserves points. He should be finishing at least in mid-table, if not higher. I have full faith he will, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it's another disappointment. I'm well behind him, and this is better than anything we've sent in the past few years. No doubt about it. He was number 1 on iTunes, so it'll be interesting to see if this song could reach number 1 here in the UK. It would be the first time that's happened for a British act since Gina G in 1996. Also a great track. Anyway, that's it. Nothing else to say. 52 minutes of utter waffle. Let me know your thoughts on anything Eurovision 2022 related. And I'm very sorry if this turned out very messy again and I rambled. It is what it is. I'll be back with a 10 great national final songs of this season video very soon. I'll be reacting to the Azerbaijani entry, the Armenian entry. I'll be making predictions as and when, you know, running orders, predictions and things like that. Whatever it is, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, whatever you want to do, much appreciated. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and roll on more of this Eurovision season. It'll be here before we know it. Take care, see you soon, bye for now.